Good morning everyone. So today we are going to do the remaining part of our chapter number 3, which was electoral politics. So this is chapter number 3, electoral politics. In the previous video we have looked at the elections in India. So we covered certain bit of topics. Now let us look at certain other remaining topics. So first is voters list. So when election take place in India, voter list is prepared. Okay. So what is a voter list? Voter list contains name of the candidates, basically the name of the people who are going to vote. So voter list is also known as electoral roll, contains name of eligible voter. So at every 5 years, a new list is published. Okay, why? Because updation is done. When updation is done, like those who died, their details are removed, and those who are new, like those who have turned 18 years, are added. So updation is done, okay, and a new electoral roll or a voter list is published. Then comes nomination of candidate. Nomination means those who are willing to contest election have to give their affidavits, etc. To the magistrate. Now the party decides. So party nominates the candidate. So party will say, from our party, from BJP, this will fight for election. From Congress, this will fight for election. So that is the nomination of candidate. When nomination is done, the particular person who is contesting the election has to fill a certain form and they have to give certain information, okay, which is mandatory. So which is the certain information which is mandatory? One is details of criminal cases pending, okay, assets, liabilities of, usually we take immediate family member or family members. So whoever you are a family member, okay, the particular person who is contesting the election has to give the property, the information about property, the bank balance, how much money they have, how much loan they have taken, both of his wife, his children, etc., which are the immediate family member. So these are information which the candidate has to provide. Apart from this, a candidate also has to give the educational qualification along with the certificate. Educational qualification means how much person is educationally qualified. So he has to get certificate. Now all these information is sent, is opened. Okay, so all this information is available to public. So whoever wants to see this information can see it. For example, a person can get to know about the educational qualification, implying that how much a person is educated. A person can also get about the details of the criminal cases which are pending, and the assets and liabilities of a family member. So all these informations are given in the public domain. After nomination is done, the next step is election campaign. During election campaign, the particular parties fight for election. So what they do, they come up with these slogans. And so one slogan was Garibi Hatao. So this was given in the 1971 election. This was given by Indira Gandhi. So during this slogan, what the aim? The aim was that we will reorient our policies towards one goal. So under this slogan, the aim was reorientation of policies towards eradication of poverty. Okay, then there was in 1977 when election was taking place in Bengal, the slogan was given by the Left Front, which is the party, which was land to the tiller. It implies that the land will be given to the tenants or the agricultural labour. So these are the slogans through which votes are asked by the political parties in the election campaign. Now when election campaign take place, there are certain rules like not to threaten or give bribe to the candidate or to the people, voters. Okay, it implies that a person who is contesting election cannot distribute money and gifts to a particular person, also to the eligible voters. So if I am contesting election, I cannot give money and gifts to the people that I will give you money, you give me vote. Okay. Secondly, you cannot threaten. Threaten मतलब आप उसे धमका नहीं सकते कि आपको मुझे ही वोट देना है. Okay. Then is a person cannot use government resources. Cannot use government resources. Third, the expenditure should not be more than 25 lakh and rupees 10 lakh. 25 lakh in case of Lok Sabha election and 10 lakh in case of state assembly election. So when election take place, a candidate cannot spend more than 25 lakh in case of elections to Lok Sabha and cannot spend more than 10 lakh in case of election to state assemblies. Okay. Now, apart from that, so these are the few laws which everyone has to obey, whoever is contesting election. Apart from these laws, there are model code of conduct. There is a model code of conduct. This model code of conduct come into force immediately after elections are announced. So when the election commission announces the certain dates, like okay, at this date election will take place in particular state, then at that time only immediately model code of conduct comes into force. So under model code of conduct, certain important things are there which you should remember. One is cannot use a place of worship to seek votes for your political gain. Second is cannot use government vehicles and machineries. Apart from this, when model code of conduct is in force, government cannot take major policy decisions. In case if violation take place, the election commission punishes the particular person. Okay. Then comes, okay, so this is clear. Then counting of vote is done. Then counting is done of the votes. After voting is done, counting takes place. Both the representative from the ruling party, opposition party, or whoever is contesting, they come at the polling booth where the counting takes place, or the counting booth, and then the counting takes place and the results are announced based on the principle of majority. So whoever secures majority vote will be elected. Now comes about the election commission. Now the election commission in India contest election and it is independent, supreme, has vast power and is not answerable to President and government. Okay, so this is about election commission. Now what are the function? One is implementation of model code of conduct, ensuring that elections are taking place properly, and when election take place, all the government officials work under EC, election commission, and they are not working under the government. So election commission has wide power. So what can be them? Implementation of model code of conduct, implementing laws, and then the election commission is not answerable to president and governor, and government officials work under the election commission when election take place. Okay. Now coming to, so this is about election commission. Now coming to the last topic, which is about how voters participate. Now when voters participate in an election, we look at particular how much votes are polled. Okay, so we look at votes polled. So how many people have given the vote, and then we calculate. Okay, so basically in India it has been around 71%. It means that out of 100 voters, only 71 voters are giving their vote. Rest are not giving the vote. Okay, now there is a last topic which is about challenges to free and fair election electoral competition. That 4-5 points are there that you have to write it down in your notebook. Okay, and that is your homework. Okay, so thank you.